Hello, everyone, and welcome to You Are the Judge. So, this game kind of popped up on my YouTube feed. I saw someone else playing it, and it seemed like it was kind of interesting, but it also seemed like there were some kind of liberties, I guess you could say, that were taken with some of the directions of certain parts of the game and some inspirations that were taken from certain other games and stuff. So, it looked kind of interesting. Plus, you're playing as a judge. I've actually wishlist a few games where you're either playing as a judge or a lawyer and stuff like that, and something that I would like to actually play. So we'll take a quick look at it and see how it is. So yes, I'm pretty sure this is AI art. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of AI art in this from what I remember seeing, but yeah, just beware right there. So I guess this is Cobardi Court. To read newspapers before trials can generally provide an idea about the case. Right is right, even if everyone is against it, and wrong is wrong, even if everyone is for it. William Penn. So the first thing I kind of noticed about this game when I saw the other YouTuber playing it, I cannot remember his name, is that there's kind of this suzeranesque kind of beginning where you talk a little bit about your upbringing and stuff like that. And so, yeah, in your youth years, there would be quite a lot of protests against the government in your country. And in this case, you used to participate in protests. You wouldn't care about the protests. You used to find the protesters unjust. So, yeah, I don't really know what type of stats this affects, but I guess we'll see later on. So I'll say I participated in protests. You had to choose a university and you made your choice. I guess you mean a field. Since I'm going to end up being a lawyer, sure. I actually went to school for political science, but sure, law. I wanted to do law, but I also didn't want to be in school for 1,000 years, so I chose not to. You like a girl named Mary in law school. Now it's time to share your feelings with her. You said you loved her. You are hesitant to tell her that. You think you are not ready for a relationship yet. Oh, Monica. This will be a marriage of love. Let's say, yeah, I loved her. After college, you married Mary. Mary. As a result of your happy marriage with Mary, you have 2 sons. Mary told you you would be a great father. After graduating from law school, you started working as a lawyer. You choose the field you specialize in: commercial law, family law, criminal law. Again, I wanted to go to school for criminal law, so I will choose criminal law. Although you had difficulty finding free time, you were happy to spend Sundays with your family. You would visit with your spouse and children every Sunday. We would go to movies. After practicing law for a long time, one of your best friends, Henry, encouraged you to take the judge's exam. After you brought this subject up to your wife, Mary, you saw her as a little worried. I don't know how old you have to be a judge in the United States. I know in a lot of cases they're offices, so you kind of have to run for them, but I can't ever think of I can't think of too many young judges here in the US. Again, I'm not sure what the actual requirements are for a judge now that I think about it. When you ask Mary about the reason for her anxiety, she says, "Is this something you want? Are you sure you won't neglect the children and me?" Ask the question, and you too. This is going to be some great dialogue. That this will never be a problem for her and our children. You want such a career and will not give up on it. That it will be better for both Mary and the children. I'm between the first one and the third one, so let's go that this will be better for both of us and the kids. Mary said that although she didn't fully address her concerns, she would support and always be there for you. I'm guessing she's saying that I didn't address her concerns. And the long-awaited day came. Henry, your wife, Mary, and the children were waiting for the results to be announced. While waiting for the results, I was hopeless? No, excited. Henry comes to you and says, I believe you've succeeded. From now on, a whole new life begins for you, he whispered. Okay. With the announcements of the results, you learn that your career as a judge has begun. Everyone in the house was in great joy. Mary looked a little thoughtful, but she couldn't help but rejoice. Yeah, I would also think in the United States, too, that you have to have a certain amount of experience when it comes to being a judge. And then, of course, there's the different courts and stuff. I know for those, you have to be nominated. There are hearings and such. So it's not very easy, but it's political. While you were excited about your first day of duty, you heard the horn of your driver coming from outside to take you to the office. After kissing Mary, you took your bag and set off for the office. Okay, choose my character. Let's see. More money plus Supreme Court relations minus 1 government relations. Let's see. Society relations plus government relations minus 1 Supreme Court relation. Plus more money plus society relation. Government relations is a minus. This is less punishment. Society relations, government relations, Supreme Court relations. Okay. More money, government relations, Supreme Court relations is down. And this is less punishment, 50%, less money, government relations, Supreme Court. Okay. I don't know anything about any of this, so I'm just gonna go with this, I think. More money, Supreme Court relations, society relations, government relations. Then again, I kind of want to go with this. Yeah, maybe I'll go with this. Again, I don't know what any of this does. This guy looks like Harry S. Truman. This dude looks like a mix between J. Edgar Hoover, Bull Connor, and Justice Kavanaugh. No, not Kavanaugh. It's Justice Roberts, the chief Supreme Court justice in the U.S. And this guy, he kind of looks like Fitz from Scandal. These are all interesting choices. Let's go with this. Let's go with the society relations. The notepad on your computer can provide you with important clues about your relationships. Okay. All right, so this is broken down into seasons. I think season 1 and season 2 is out. There's a possible season 3 in the works. The season 2 update will be added to the game on 10/9/2023. Okay, so let's go with the Cobard Border Command versus Bowden Bell human trafficking case. Accepting bribes can put you in a difficult situation. Of course it can. Leave the house. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting this to actually have like a element where you're walking around and stuff. So E to open the door. God, am I behind the door? Oh no, I think I'm stuck in the door. Oh shit. Great start. Great start. Yeah, let's get away from the door. Don't know why the door is a pull instead of a push in this situation. Well, this is a nice house. Why is the living room area upstairs? Or maybe this is just like 1 floor or something. I'm not sure. Okay. Guessing this is one of our kids' room. Are you sure you want to go to the office? Oh, hold on a second. So what is this? The kitchen or something? Oh God, I'm stuck again. Jesus. Again, why are these pushes? I mean pulls instead of pushes. Well, okay. Well, I guess in this case I get it. So, all right. So let's leave. This is a tiny house for a family of what? 4? Yeah, because we have 2 kids. So this is kind of tiny. But all right, enough criticizing of the house. Let's go to the office. Pay attention to the time when examining crime scenes in your cases. Why am I investigating crime scenes? All right, inspect the folder, click on the flag, examine the Constitution book, examine the phone, examine the computer. Okay. Hello, you need to complete a few steps to set up your system. If you're ready, let's continue. Please select the profile picture. My name is Richard Anderson. Very great name. Profile picture. Sure, let's go with this since I'm black. Okay. Please set your password. My password is going to be password. How about that? Oh God. Please stop acting crazy. Okay, it's gonna be pass. Your password must be a minimum of 4 to 8 characters. Ugh, God. Pass. Sure. Well, this is a lot easier than the passwords I have to have for work. They're like those damn Apple passwords. All right. So what do we have here? We have, well, first of all, let's get out of this. Let's see. What do we, can I click on any? Okay, Constitution book. What does that says? Something cite dementia. Article 267, any person who intentionally disseminates false information, whether in written, oral, or any other form of communication with the purpose of unjustly defaming or slandering another person shall be deemed to have committed. Oh, this is quite a lot. Okay. I'm not actually going to read all that. Yeah, not going to do that. So, okay. Oh, and this was the thing that kind of reminded me of Suzerain. Of course, if anybody has seen my Suzerain playthroughs, the Codex is, yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Codex. Kabard is certainly not a normal country. Its history in particular is quite dark. There have been numerous coups in the country's past, and military juntas have ruled the nation. The people have almost become accustomed to these military coups, and it's now considered a normal situation for them. But it's time for things to change. The country deserves a democratic government. Elections have been held for this purpose, and now there's a civilian constitution in place. The country is governed by the government that emerged from these elections. This new government has its share of concerns, especially considering the significant power the military has had in the country's history. One could say that Kobard is now looking to the future with hope. After all, there is now a democratic administration in the country. This change has also affected the judiciary. Courts that were once under military control are now conducting trials in accordance with the civilian constitution. However, this situation doesn't please everyone in the country, as there is still a significant portion of the population that prefers military rule. While the people are divided on many issues, their fundamental goal is the unity and integrity of their country. Therefore, when it comes to their country, they can compromise on many of their beliefs. This highlights the extent to which they are a nationalistic society. Although there hasn't been a major external threat so far, there are separatist groups from different ethnic backgrounds within the country. These separatist groups have been one of the country's biggest problems throughout its history. While many people share the common belief that Kobard's future will be bright, it's safe to say that Kobard holds its destiny in its own hands. Okay. Each citizen will undoubtedly play a role in the country's future. Moreover, the famous slogan coined by the people after every military coup, "The sole owner of victory is Kobard," is still fresh in everyone's minds. That was definitely words. Okay. This game is off to a great start. Let's see. Examine the phone. Okay. Menu pre-trial. Let's not. Inspect the folder. About the case, the Kobard Border Command accuses one of its officers of engaging in human trafficking at the borders. They claim that the officer unlawfully smuggled migrants into the country during their working hours and profited from it. On the other hand, the officer on duty, Bowden Bale, vehemently denies these allegations and refuses to acknowledge any connection with human traffickers. Okay. I have to say, as a Supreme Court judge, I mean, why? Well, Supreme Courts or courts in general work differently in different countries. I know the Supreme Court in the United States, of course, they, only deal with certain cases that go all the way up to the Supreme Court. Then usually it's a situation where the Constitution comes into some type of play or some long-standing law comes into play. Password. Oh, do I have to actually type this in every time? Oh, okay. Thank you. Let's see. Social. Steel Games. This is the company that actually produced the game. So yeah. Let's see. Good morning, Kabar. Today we continue to stay energetic and positive as always. What beautiful moments should we share today? Kabar Day? Okay. Culture is always important in Kabar. Today we invite you to come together to support local artists and cultural events. What are your thoughts on health today? I'm not going to participate in any of this nonsense. I barely use my own Twitter. Oh. Our country. Oh, yeah, let me just back away from this. Yeah. I feel like as a judge, I probably shouldn't be on Twitter. That's definitely not where you want to start. Okay, welcome to your new duty. Dear Judge, we are pleased to welcome you to your new duty. The decisions you will make hold great importance to our country's legal system. Therefore, we have no doubt that you will make decisions in accordance with our Constitution. Sure, okay. Kabard Border Command versus Bowden Bill, human trafficking case. I have sent you the documents regarding your next lawsuit. Additionally, the lawyers will come to meet with you before the trial. Okay. There's an actual browser. See what's happening in the news. Kabard Times and Kabard Today. Border Command accuses officer of human trafficking. Officer denies allegations. The Kabard Border Command has leveled serious accusations against one of its own officers alleging involvement in human trafficking. According to the authorities, the officer is suspected of facilitating the unauthorized entry of migrants into the country during their duty hours and profiting from this illegal activity. However, the accused officer, Bowden Bill, vehemently denies these claims and refuses to admit any connection to human traffickers. The shocking allegations have sent shockwaves through the Kabard Border Command, an institution responsible for maintaining border security and ensuring the integrity of the nation's immigration policies. The accused officer, Bowden Bill, has been part of the command for several years and previously received commendations for their service. The Border Command claims that Bell was caught in the act of aiding migrants in crossing the border illegally, allegedly during their own working hours. Authorities, I don't think that would I mean, sure, it would be worse if he did it during working hours, but I don't think it would matter if he did it, during working hours or not. Either way, it's still illegal. Authorities further suggest that Bell may have been part of a larger network involved in human trafficking, which has raised concerns about the extent of the problem within the organization. In stark contrast, Officer Bowden Bell has categorically denied any wrongdoing. Bell insists that they have never been involved in human trafficking and that the accusations against them are baseless. They maintain that they are being wrongly implicated and that they have always been committed to upholding the law and protecting the nation's border. Okay. So what is the other thing? Kabard Today. New government takes office in Kabard. Kabard, after a long period of military rule, has transitioned to a new government through a democratic election. Andrew O'Moore, the leader of the new government, is regarded as a pioneer of political reforms in the country. The new administration is focused on ensuring respect for human rights, transparency, and justice. O'Moore is working to respond to the expectations of the people and enhance Kabard's reputation on the international stage. Okay. So I guess that's all we can really do here. We got the bank. I'm sure this has to do with my money. Sure, let's just have my actual card up there. Let me see. Salary, 500, invoice, blah, 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 blah. Shopping penalty, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Do I have any more? I see an icon up there, but I guess I can't click on those. And meeting. Oh, I guess these are the other justices or whatnot. Andrew O'Moore. Wait. I thought Andrew O'Moore was the new leader of the country. Sarah Bennett, society leader. You cannot meet with the society leader because your relationship with the public is high. Paul Edwards is the chief justice. Um, again, isn't yeah. Well, no, I was with John Roberts. Okay, keep forgetting that. Real life. You cannot meet with the prime minister because your relationship with the government is high. Oh, okay, but it says chief justice. Okay. Typos aside, got some cleaning up to do, but okay. So it looks like I'm pretty much done here. So I guess we can just go ahead and go into pre-trial. Are you sure you want to go to the pre-trial hearing? Sure. Know nothing about the actual law of this country. Oh, hi. These are some great looking characters here. Plaintiff's lawyer, Mark Harris. The Border Command, my client, aims to ensure the security of our country's borders. Therefore, they prevent unauthorized crossings. Oh, that's what I expect them to do. However, it has been established that the defendant, who works at the border outpost, allowed migrants without entry permits into the country during their working hours with prearranged human traffickers. Again, that part isn't relevant, but sure, continue. For this reason, we request their prosecution. Okay. I'm guessing you're for the defendant, lawyer Rebecca White. My client, Bowden Bell, serves at the border outpost under the Kabard Border Command. My client has a deep love for their homeland and nation. That's not relevant. Therefore, they vehemently deny engaging in any activities beyond the scope of their job description. Questions. My client has no objection regarding the case. My client has no objection regarding the case. Okay. Not sure. Go to case. Please choose a card before proceeding. What? You will not receive any punishment from this case. Oh, okay. The lawsuit begins. So, what am I supposed to be doing here? Talk, plaintiff Mark Harris. Preparation. According to the allegations, what activity did the defendant engage in during their working hours? Sure. According to the allegations, the defendant engaged in smuggling migrants into the country. Migration is a fundamental right. You cannot prevent it. Crossing the border illegally is not that's not the same thing. Silence. Order in the court. Okay. Without entry permits by making agreements with human traffickers during their working hours. They really keep talking about that. That kind of annoys me. Let me see. What evidence obtained by the Kabard Border Command supports the allegations of human trafficking? The Kabard Border Command supports the allegations of human trafficking against the defendant with evidence such as security camera footage and records. Well, you seem like you caught dead to rights, my guy. Could you explain what kind of punishment is being requested for the defendant in relation to their allegations of human trafficking? In accordance with the allegations, we request that the defendant be prosecuted for human trafficking and sentenced accordingly. Okay. Let's see. Allow me to talk to the defendant, Bowden Bell. Can I do end listening? The conversation is being ended. Okay, defendant Bowden Bell, would you please come up here? Wait, why isn't your lawyer representing you? Oh, Okay, that's interesting. Were the task you performed at the border outpost within your job description? Yes. The tasks I performed at the border outpost were within my job description and aimed at ensuring the security of our homeland. Okay. Do you vehemently deny the allegations of human trafficking? Yes. I absolutely deny them. I have no connection or involvement in human trafficking. How do you evaluate the evidence presented by the Kabard Border Command? I believe the evidence presented by the Kabard Border Command is not accurate. I am innocent and not guilty. All right, you can go back to your seat. Let me examine the case file. This is pretty much just going over everything. There are two witnesses, Soldier Andrew Turner, Soldier Jeffrey Clark. The evidence is security camera footage. Okay. I have a checklist here. This is the pre-trial stuff, which is not important. And also, let me see the evidence here. Security camera footage. Evidence is loading. Okay, there it's people, phase shifting through a gate. Okay, but that doesn't actually show old buddy helping them. So, okay. That's not the best. That's not the best evidence there, my guy. So I'm gonna need more than that. That's very circumstantial. So, let's see. You have file, checklist, pre-trial. Oh, I guess this is just the same things that are here. So let me talk to the witness, Andrew Turner. Can you confirm that you worked at the border outpost with the defendant? Yes, we were both stationed at the same border outpost. Okay. In your opinion, could the defendant have smuggled unauthorized migrants? Yeah, I can't see the rest of it. I did not notice such a situation, and I have no knowledge that such a thing could have occurred. Okay. Did you notice any suspicious behavior or actions related to the defendant while working at the border outpost? No, I did not notice any suspicious behavior or actions related to the defendant. Okay. You may go back to wherever you're going to sit. Witness Jeffrey Clark. According to the allegations, could the defendant have collaborated with human traffickers? According to the allegations, I have no evidence or information to suggest such collaboration. Okay. During your time at the border, did you observe any activity such as human trafficking? During my time at the border, I did not observe any activity related to human trafficking. Okay. How do you perceive the defendant's defense against the allegations? I understand the defendant's defense against the allegations, but I cannot make any comments on this matter as I do not have any concrete information. Okay, so I mean, this looks like it's pretty much hearsay. Again, the footage doesn't really show anything, so don't really know what more to do about this, my guy. The Constitution was examined. Sure, I will look at the Constitution. Any individual or organization that transport people across the borders through illegal means commits the offense of human trafficking. Perpetrators of human trafficking are punished according to national and international regulations. The court makes a fair judgment by examining the extent of the offense and responsibilities. Okay, these are pretty straightforward. Again, it doesn't really tell me much here. So, I mean, I'm going to let the guy go because there's no real evidence here that he did anything. Yes, you see people crossing into the border. You don't see him actually helping out or anything like that. The witnesses say that they didn't see anything, so this is just circumstantial at best. So, decision. Are you sure you want to proceed to the decision-making screen? Yeah, sure. Tribunal of Kabar. The sides and witnesses were heard in the court, and the evidence presented was examined. Fine, prison, or innocent. The defendant was found not guilty. Oh, okay. So now you see that there are different standards here. I don't know. I'm guessing this is the government and this is the people. It's interesting that sending him to prison, I guess this increases them, but whereas innocent doesn't do anything, prison increases both sides, and a fine doesn't do anything. Okay, but yeah, innocent. Defendant won. Yeah, that's quite the way a judge would say that. Okay. Savings 500, salary 150, rent was $40. I wish. Invoices 15 minus 23 minus 10, shopping. Okay, so it comes out to 562 bucks. Back to the office. Okay, I mean, it's fairly straightforward. I didn't really see anything else there. Go to bed and sleep. Sure. So where's my wife? Where are my kids? Also, because I'm not an insane person, let's go ahead and close that door. Yes. Your spouse mentioned that you no longer have time for your family and that the situation is negatively affecting the children. What are your thoughts on this? You're right. I'll solve this issue. Sure. Okay, Cabard versus Lucien Foster, a murder case. All right, there's nothing that it seems that you can really. God dang it, I keep getting stuck behind the door. All right, there doesn't really seem to be anything at home for real, so I'll just go ahead and leave. Oh, God. What's going on there? All right. Yes, there's anybody here? I'm saying no. Can I watch the news? Can I eat? Interesting. I'm guessing eventually I'll end up actually going to crime scenes and stuff, or I'll encounter certain things. But so far, it does not seem like there's anything. This does kind of reminds me of again a game that I mentioned quite a bit on this channel on Need to Know, where you did have like your own place to live and stuff like that, and you had things that you could buy and stuff like that. So, and you actually could see it at your home or your apartment and stuff. So that was kind of neat. All right, let's see. What do we have today? About the case. In a routine inspection conducted with the Cabard port, a male body was discovered inside a frozen food container. It was learned that this body belonged to the container's owner, ship engineer Miles Petter, whatever, who worked for the company. The ship was experiencing a major engine failure in the ocean, and it was discovered that this happened because Miles Peter had not conducted sufficient checks before the ship's departure. Upon hearing this, the CEO of the company, Lucien Foster, reportedly had a heated argument with Miles Peter and even physically assaulted him, according to accounts from the ship's crew. Okay, so this is Boeing, basically. Well, let me not say that too loud before I end up getting killed or something. Let's see. Law here. I guess we'll just go straight to pretrial because, again, there's nothing else that I really need to. Oh, well, I guess I could look at the news. Let's look at the news. Put that secret password in. Here, news. Let's see what we got today. Investigation on the way as corpse found in frozen food container at Cabard Port. A shocking discovery was made during routine inspections at Cabard Port when the opening of a frozen food container revealed the lifeless body of a man. The deceased has been identified as Miles Peter, a ship engineer and an employee of the container's owner company. It is reported that the vessel he was assigned to had suffered a major engine malfunction at sea, allegedly due to insufficient checks by Peter before its departure. What makes this case even more intriguing is the alleged altercation and physical altercation between Peter and Lucien Foster, the CEO of the company, as described by some of the ship's crew members. The incident unfolded as port authorities conducted their standard container checks, aiming to ensure that the cargo was properly stored and secured. Upon opening a particular container, the gruesome discovery of Miles Peters' lifeless body sent shockwaves throughout the port. Okay, that's pretty much the same thing. Miles Peter, a respected ship engineer, was last seen aboard a vessel that experienced a catastrophic engine failure in the middle of the ocean. Initial reports suggest that the malfunction might have been preventable, as it allegedly resulted from the inadequate pre-departure inspections carried out by Peter himself. Adding another layer of complexity to this case, several crew members on the same vessel have come forward with startling claims. They assert that Miles Peter was involved in a heated argument and physical altercation with Lucien Foster, the CEO of the company that owns the vessel. Okay. I gotta say, the writing there seems like this may have been two AI things there. So, not sure though, but seems like it. Economy continues to improve in Cobard. Cobard's economy continues to stabilize in recent years. The country is boosting economic growth by increasing investments in agricultural technology and energy sectors. Foreign investors are discovering the potential of Cobard, thereby creating more job opportunities. Okay. Let's see. The bank. Okay. Nothing there for real, so I guess we're good to go. Oh, also, I didn't check out the other news. Oh, yeah, that was the other news. Okay. What about my Twitter? Is the smell of garbage only in our street? Please, can someone recommend a movie to watch? No way, that was incredible. Those who didn't watch the movie must be feeling embarrassed. Okay. All right, to the next case. Oh, to the crime scene, I guess. Are you sure you want to go to the crime scene? No, but all right. Okay. Don't know why I'm at the crime scene, but all right. Sure. We may need to inspect the other containers. I informed the police station for this and requested more personnel. Okay. I have a minute. Being by the seaside is not good for my stomach. Oh, okay. E for blood. Okay. Are there any more things that need to be looked at? Or is that just the only thing here? That's it? Hey, officer, is that it? Is there anything else I need to look at? Well, I guess that is. Okay. I have 10 seconds, and that's pretty much it. I wonder if I had gone around a little bit more, could I have found something else? But it looks fairly straightforward, I guess. Okay, so yeah, that's we already read that. I guess we'll go to pre-trial now. Yep. All right. Plaintiff's lawyer, Harper Gray. During routine inspections at the port, the body of Miles Peter was found inside a frozen food container. In light of this incident, our prosecution office conducted a thorough investigation, and based on interviews with witnesses and examined evidence, it has been determined that the incident was committed by the CEO of the container's owning company, Lucien Foster. Therefore, we request that the defendant be punished accordingly. Okay. My client, Lucian Foster, is an important and respected businessman. We acknowledge that there was a heated argument due to the issues encountered during the recent ship voyage with the deceased. However, after this argument, Lucian Foster never saw the deceased again. My client personally also desires the thorough investigation of this unfortunate incident. However, he denies the murder charges placed upon him. Okay. Client has no objections. My client has no objections. Sure. All right. Again, I'm not sure why they're not being defended by their lawyer and cross examinations and stuff, but you know, it is what it is. Your relationship with the public will increase by 5 points. Oh, okay. Nice. Don't know what that does for me, but sure. The lawsuit begins. This isn't really a lawsuit, but whatever. Let me look at the evidence presented here. Security camera footage. Okay. Just looks like an argument. See the police report. The victim lost their life due to freezing. Prior to this, there are various signs of physical assault. The victim's brother has identified the body and confirmed that it belongs to Miles Peter. So he was assaulted, and maybe he like hit his head or something like that, and they just left him to die and put him in there. Now again, I don't have any evidence to prove that, but if we can confirm that, I guess if we saw the physical assault on there, then we could say, okay, yeah, but I guess we're gonna have to really rely on the witness testimonies and stuff. So let us go and see what these people have to say. Plaintiff Harper Gray. Okay, under what circumstances and how was Miles Peters' body found? Miles Peters' body was found during the routine inspection inside a frozen food container. Okay. What are the allegations regarding the argument and fight between Lucian Foster and Miles Peter? According to the statements of the ship's crew, there was a significant argument and fight between Lucian Foster and Miles Peter. Okay, what is the connection between Miles Peter's death and Lucian Foster? Based on the investigation conducted by our prosecution and witness testimonies, it is alleged that Miles Peters' death was committed by Lucian Foster. Okay, but like how? Like that's all you're really telling me. You're not really telling me like what happened. Like, are you saying that he got into a fight, hit the guy? You know, what happened here? You're a terrible lawyer. Okay, defendant Lucian Foster. What was the cause of the argument during the ship's voyage? The cause of the argument during the ship's voyage was a disagreement regarding the ship's engine failure and related responsibilities. You are accused of killing Miles Peter. How do you respond to these allegations? I am deeply shocked and saddened. I deny these allegations. Okay. Did you see or communicate with Miles Peter after the ship's engine failure incident? I had no communication with Miles Peter whatsoever after the argument. I deny the allegations of any contact. Okay. He has a criminal record. I mean, okay, but like, again, it doesn't tell me anything. He just has a criminal record. You know how many people have a criminal record? All right. Let's see. I guess I'll go ahead and talk to the witnesses. Robert Taylor. What was the subject of the argument between Lucian Foster and Miles Peter? The subject of the argument between Lucian Foster and Miles Peter during the ship's voyage was related to the ship's engine failure and responsibilities. Okay. How does the ship's crew describe the argument and fight between Lucian Foster and Miles Peter? The ship's crew describes a significant argument and fight between Lucy Foster and Miles Peter. Great dialogue. Did ship engineer Miles Peter make any mistakes or omissions during the last voyage? Ship engineer Miles Peter's failure to conduct necessary checks before the ship's departure led to a major engine failure. Okay, this doesn't really tell me anything. Be gone. And I guess you can't call people back. Witness Charles Martinez. As the person who opened the food container, can you describe how you experienced the incident? When I opened the frozen food container, I saw Miles Peter's body. Wow, thank you. Great description there. Like, ugh. In what condition and position was Miles Peter's body found inside the container? Miles Peter's body was found on the floor inside the frozen food container. You're not going to tell me? Okay, all right. Did you notice any suspicious circumstances or impressions regarding Miles Peter's death? I did not notice any suspicious circumstances or impressions when Miles Peter's body was found. Okay. Please go away. Witness Brian Scott. What can you say about your last interaction with Miles Peter? Our last interaction was during the argument that took place during the ship voyage. I have not seen him since. Yeah, because he's dead. What was the tone of the argument between Miles Peter and Lucien Foster during the ship voyage? The tone of the argument between Miles Peter and Lucien Foster during the ship voyage was quite loud and aggressive. Did you have any contact with Lucien Foster after Miles Peter's death? I had no contact with Lucien Foster after Miles Peter's death. Wow, this is quite terrible. I hate to say this, but again, this is probably just going to end up being a wash because, like, yes, they had an argument. I thought it was mentioned somewhere that there was a physical altercation that wasn't shown in the video. The body, of course, had physical marks on it, but again, that doesn't allude to the fact that he did that. It just means that someone attacked him, and that's the reason why. We can theorize that he did it because of, the interactions that happened with them. But again, there is no actual evidence. There's no fingerprints or anything like that. So yeah, shit police job here and shit prosecution job and all that good stuff. So yeah, but I can't say that the man did it. Any person who intentionally causes the death of another person shall be deemed to have committed the offense of homicide. Sure, a person found guilty of committing homicide shall be punished with blah, 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 blah. If the homicide offense is considered to have resulted from discrimination against the victim based on age, gender, race, religion, or nationality, the offense shall be punished with a more severe penalty. I will say I do like the fact that it brings up the law that is, corresponding to whatever case you're dealing with. I do like that fact. But yeah, there's nothing else really going on here. Let me go ahead and make the ruling on this. Are you sure you want to proceed to the decision-making screen? Sure. Okay, the sides and witnesses were heard in the court and the evidence presented was examined, fine, prison, and innocent. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say he's innocent because again, there's nothing here. So innocent. The defendant was found not guilty. Okay. Penalty. Minus 100. What did I get a penalty for? Oh, okay. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and stop this here. I will say, again, the idea of playing a judge and stuff like that is quite interesting. I definitely wish there were more games out there where you could play as a judge or a lawyer and stuff like that. That would be interesting. The government is working on a new immigration bill. What are your thoughts on the matter? I don't know what's in the bill. What? Immigrants will disrupt our demographic. We can use immigrants as a workforce. Those are the only two options. Okay, sure. But yeah, that was a thing. So, but yeah, like I do like the idea of possibly playing as a judge or, again, a lawyer or something like that. That's very interesting. I can only think of one other game that really has some potential as far as that goes, and I can't remember the name of it right now. It's I think it's in the very early stages, but I believe you play as a lawyer and you're going to be working on cases and stuff like that, trying to both defend and prosecute people and such. But again, very early stages. I know I joined the Discord and I would have to look it up, but yeah, it looked like it had some potential. But yeah, I do hope that there are some more judge games here. As far as this one goes, though, just from the little bit that I'm seeing, there's a lot of AI generated things here, which makes me feel a little icky. And because I mean, in practice, I'm not against using AI art, and stuff like that. I do understand that when you're a smaller developer and stuff like that, using things like AI art and stuff like that isn't such a bad thing because it does help you have to kind of mitigate those costs. But I do also understand the argument that, of course, this does affect artists and things like that. But when I do have a problem when it comes to AI is when, of course, it goes to the point of, very much half-assery, as I'll call it. And from what I'm seeing here, I'm not too sure about this. It's kind of comical, but don't really know too much about this other than that. Because again, like I said, I don't know what you're kind of basing this off of as far as the laws and stuff go. But yeah, there's not a lot of explanations when it comes to things. There's a lot of bars and stuff and a lot of effects for certain things that you can kind of guess, but I don't really understand what's going on here. Again, a lot of the stuff that's for the country seems kind of, you know, AI generated and stuff. The news articles seem AI generated and everything. So it doesn't seem that like there's any soul here at all. Very big difference between suzerain and stuff like that. But again, the idea of playing a judge, there's a lot of potential with this. Like you could turn around and add, maybe not necessarily you going to the crime scene. Again, I'm a judge, and at least from the American, as me being an American, that's not something a judge would do. You just have the police go out and do the investigations. They present this stuff to a judge or whatever, and it's up to the lawyers to argue their cases and things like that. That's how it works as far as America goes. I'm not sure how other countries do. I've watched some Korean dramas and I know prosecutions do things differently in that case, but like I know the lawyers can be investigators and stuff like that. But yeah, like this doesn't really seem like there's a lot of there right now. And maybe in some of the later cases, things will get more complicated and interesting. And then of course you'll have to actually, do a lot more sleuthing and you'll have a lot more, you know, actual questions and stuff like that for people. And again, even the questions, a lot of these seem AI generated because it's just like they're regurgitating the same things that you've seen in the news and the same things that you've seen as far as, tweets and other things like that. So there isn't any real questionable thing. There's no one presenting any evidence. There's no, if you find certain evidence, then you'll turn around and ask, the plaintiff or the defendant more about it, as opposed to just you talk to the plaintiff, you talk to the defendant, you talk to the witnesses, and you come to a conclusion based off of that. So if that's the case, you might as well not even, you might as well just read the news article if that's the case, because they're saying all the same things. But yeah, I mean, again, with more work, you could probably get something very interesting out of this. But as far as I'm seeing right now, don't know about this one. So But yeah, again, that's you are the judge. And again, you know, if you guys would like me to play more of it, I will be more than happy. Well, I don't know about more than happy, but I will play more of it if that is what you would like to see. So if you like the video, like the video. If you'd like to see more content like this, subscribe. I have a lot of things on the channel, and I will have many other things in the future. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave it in the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.